Y'all can't say that it's not hype. That instrumental is super hype. And just in case you don't know who it is Bubba Sparks. So shout out to my husband, Swifty. He got that together for me. When I came back this year for season 5, I wanted a little different intro. And I was like, dang. So I was searching. He was like, that's dope. And he's an artist, so I trust his judgment. So I thought, like, oh, you want something. So, yeah, it's compliments of Bubba Sparks. If you don't know who he is, for all the newbies, go and Google him. He's somebody from the past that is still relevant. Anyway, welcome to Tap In Tuesday, everybody. It is your girl, Titi from the D. I'm fresh off 13 years of anniversary celebrations as of yesterday, doing my own thing. And today, just for a moment, I'm going to have my husband slide through, and we're going to talk about the importance of communication. Is it a deal breaker in marriage? I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to pick his brains. I want y'all to hear from a fella's point of view. And then I'm going to finish us off with this, the 5 love languages. If you don't have it, it's a great read to add to your collection. If you are married, and if you are in a long-term committed relationship and you're thinking about going that route, it's a good book to read. His and Her Needs is another amazing dope book also, okay? This is by Willard Harley Jr., different author, and this is by Dr. Gary Chapman. So, I'm going to bring my hubby up in this place because he got some places to be. Without any further ado, welcome Swifty McVayD from D12.
What up, Doe? What up, Doe?
I'm loving your whole studio vibe.
Sure. Thank you. And I'm loving yours too.
You would love it because you created it for me. So salute to you. You did good.
I appreciate it.
I gotta say thank you for taking time out of your Tuesday. I know you got things to do and you got to be out of here in a few minutes, but I just wanted to come through and pick your brain about tonight's hot topic, communication and marriage. Is it a deal breaker? So as I was introing the show, I talked about 2 books. One of them, we're gonna do a little, if this was Hollywood Squares or Newlywed Game, but yet we're 13 years in. And again, as of yesterday, we completed 13 years of marriage. No? Hey. But one of these books we had to read during our premarital marriage counseling sessions with our pastor, Harvey Carey, for $500, Swifty. Which book was it? No lifeline player.
It was His Needs Are Her Needs. Oh, you thought it was the other one? That one right there. There you go. Woo! Should have betted some money. It was that one? No, it wasn't that one. It was that. You trying to make me feel like I just lost.
No, it was His Needs and Her Needs. And yes. And so building an affair-proof marriage. We also had this book though. This was a book we also had.
That's a good book too. That's
yeah. When we had our thriving married couples team at our church. I was one of the marriage ministry leaders, and Swifty was there faithfully along with it. And that was something we got deep in. But to just kind of dive in, right? You ain't got perfect formation to dive in. We're just going to go in foot first instead of head first, because we don't know how deep this can get. Do you think communication is a deal breaker in marriage?
Do I think that communication is a deal breaker
in marriage?
I think that non-communication is a deal breaker. You got to communicate in order to thrive. If you don't communicate, then you ain't got nothing. Communication is key.
Okay. So if we didn't have communication in our marriage, then you don't think it would work?
It'll be based off of just perceptions. We'll be walking around. I'll have a perception of something, and you'll have a perception, and those perceptions would just eventually clash because there's no clear communication going on. Okay. You know, and it's not good to just walk with perceptions, because your mind can be playing tricks on you at all times if you go do that, you know. But if you have a clear understanding through communication, that kills the spirit of perception.
So we've been married 13 years, but we've been friends for over 20 years. And this is your second marriage. You were married before. In your first marriage, did you have assumptions, or did you have communication and then you just realized things just kind of did what they did? Or did you lack communication, which allowed things to do what they did, and then it ended in divorce?
It was a lot of lack of communication. It was a little bit of communication, but it could have been more. But it was more of a lack of.
Okay. And so it's fair to say that, like, for me, I say communication is key in any relationship. Definitely in any relationship. Of course, in marriage, I can't even imagine you and I not having communication. Like, we communicate about all kind of stuff, right? People would be surprised about the type of stuff we talk about. But we had that before we got married. That was one of the most amazing things we had as friends, was communication. And I used to tell you that I might be talking to you from one perspective versus another perspective. Today, I might be talking to you from the perspective of being your wife, but I might turn my head around and talk to you from the perspective of being your homegirl. It's still a form of communication, but I can't imagine us not communicating. Like, there's so many ways to communicate. Name for you as a man. I felt like you was about to say something.
No, I was, but go ahead first.
Okay.
I'll say.
You gonna remember?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Okay, so tell the people, what are a few ways that you communicate with me?
When it comes to anything that comes to my mind, really, you know, sharing a thought, just the excitement of sharing a thought, just to get your reaction of the thought, you know, opinion, because I respect your opinion. You know, I might communicate and be like, yo, what's your opinion? I won't walk away with my own opinion. It's good to get your opinion of it, whether it's something that can help me have a second thought or think of it in a way that I haven't thought about it yet. You know, that comfortability, you know, the day, you know, how the day went, how the night went, afternoon, you know, and shoot, and even little gossip. I mean, you know, or whatever. Because at the end of the day, that's why I say it's always important to build a friendship first. Mm-hmm. Because the truth of the matter is, when you build a friendship with a person, you always is willing to communicate with that friend. You always willing to say, hey, what you think? Or, hey, guess what? Or the communication is really key when you got that friend. Mm-hmm. Why is it in a lot of cases, in some cases with relationships, you might feel a little nervous about saying something, or no, I ain't gonna say that, or whatever. It's something there that's creating that wedge to stop you from that communication. But when you got that friend, you can't wait till you get home to call that friend. That's why I say it's important to have friendship in your marriage, because you can have both sides. You won't have to just kind of just leave the relationship, and not saying leave in a way of separation or divorce, but go somewhere else to have to talk. When you know, when you have your friend there and your spouse, you know, you can go ahead and have the best of both worlds.
I got you. I concur with that. I do. I bounce off ideas. What's your thoughts on this? As you say, the gossip, you know, the shit we hear in the streets, right? Or the stuff we even see on social media.
Yeah,
we talk about, you know,
that's gossip all day.
Yeah, it's everybody's gossip because it's everybody's business. But we talk about stuff like that. Like, did you hear about so and so? Like, no. And we have our own dialogue about that. We communicated about that. Now, forms. I know one of your love languages actually is implemented into communication, and I'll give an example what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, about one of his form is touch. Right? He's a touchy feely type of person, and I'm okay with that. And so I'm a person of acts of kindness, acts of deeds, or whatever. But if here's a trivia question, Swifty. If we were maybe going through something, not necessarily with each other, but just you feeling like, oh, I need to talk about something, and maybe I might not be home at the time, and you want to let me know when I got home that you wanted to talk to me, what would you do? How would you leave a message in our house that would let me know he wants to talk?
We got ducks.
Yeah. Yeah, we got ducks. So tell the people about the ducks, because they're like, damn, y'all got like ducks or like outside and pets. No, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, so we went to the animal store and bought these ducks, right?
Lies, you're telling. No, tell them for real, babe. Tell them for real.
No, we got these ducks, these fake ducks, and you know, we put the ducks next to each other, and one of the ducks is a woman duck, and it's a man duck. She even went as far as putting one of them little glamorous scarves on one of the ducks to, you know, which was cool, you know, or whatever. But anyway, she had to put her TTism, like, let me go ahead and put a scarf around this duck right here. But anyway, you got the two ducks, and the ducks are sitting next to each other, and they're identical ducks. Just one is a man, one is a woman. So if she was away at work or somewhere, and I wanted to let her know that I wanted to talk, I would turn my duck towards her ear, towards the other duck's ear, while the other duck was looking forward. So when she come home and she see that one of the ducks is turned towards the other duck ear, she'll have an idea like, oh, okay, he wants to talk to me about something. Or it could be, and this was not a case, or it could be one of the ducks could be facing the other way away, and then she'll probably be looking and say, well, he's feeling some kind of way about something. Or whatever.
You got an attitude.
Yeah. Or you could turn the two ducks together, beak to beak, and she might be like, "Oh, he want to give me a kiss, or something, or whatever."
You want to
like the corniness is real in the field. My street cred, like. No, I ain't worried about it. Yeah, but that's the duck. That's the theory with the ducks. That's just a little form of letting the person know you want to communicate. I mean, everybody got different things, and that's just one of our things. That's all.
And you know, and shout out to our sister Sydney. We adopted that from Sydney many years ago. We went out for one of the holidays, and she talked to us about it, and love her and Renee's relationship. And I said, hey sis, do you mind if I adopt that? And she was like, no, not at all. But the funniest thing was like, how am I find some damn ducks? And I happened to be at a boutique. I was doing some shopping, and I was in the antique area, and I'm like, oh my God. And they were beautiful ducks, and it was two. I said, oh, okay, how much them cost? I'm getting them ducks. And so when I brought them home, I was geeked up, and so we used them. Now here's a funny story. So when Cody was little, now, Cody was playing with the ducks, right? And so he put the ducks in a way that the back was to me. And I told I almost said your nickname I got for you, but I didn't do it. So I said, babe, I said, what's going on? And he was like, what? And I said, you want to talk to me about something? He was like, no. And I was like, you sure? And he was like, no. So I said, well, why is the duck back turned to me? Like, and he was like, I didn't touch the duck. But it was Cody. Cody was little, so he was like, with the little ducks, he's taking them as toys. And they're nice sized ducks, but he was real little. But, you know, if you don't got to worry about a little person playing with them, you know, if you chose to use that little, you know, idea, which is great. Yeah, it's amazing because sometimes y'all could be like ships in the night, you know, coming and going. And Swifty, I know you got to go, but I want to, from your perspective as a man, what would you say to other men that are married that feel that, I don't really need to communicate. She know what I'm thinking. She know what it is. She know what's up. She know how I am. What would you say to him?
I could say that would be not so good to walk with. Don't walk away with that attitude at all, because if we were mind readers, if God meant for us to be mind readers, we would have the power of mind reading, you know, and we don't have the power to mind read. So to walk away thinking that she knows is not what's up, because at the end of the day, y'all couples are growing together, you know. So so not only will our appearances change, the way we think, what we learn, you got to think. One might be away and learning something on their own while they're on this avenue doing this, and you might be out of town somewhere with that experience and learning something different. But when y'all get back together, the experience that y'all experienced separate taught y'all something which contributed to y'all growing. So you're gonna always grow in the mind as well as physically in the face too. So you got to always communicate, ask questions, and see what's going on in each other's head. Because like I said in the beginning, all we're going to do is build perceptions, and those perceptions can lead to the devil running laps around your head. And, you know, and it can just cause different reactions that can actually clash, like two magnets that you put the back of two magnets together and just won't stick, because your mindsets are different from the perceptions that you both develop from non-communicating. So that's why communication is very, very key. So I don't want to get long-winded with the answer, but I'll say I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't walk away with that if that was me.
What's up? Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I know you got to run. And on our way out, we're going to play a video. And I think that this video, if you are in a relationship and you don't communicate, you know, for whatever the reasons are, you could end up having this kind of relationship. And it's no shade. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful artist. It's a friend of ours. Her name is Kima, and she's from the group Total.
Big shout out to Kima.
Yeah, big shout out to Kima.
Yeah, big shout out to Kima and the whole Total crew. They just got finished ripping the Roots picnic. I wish I was there to see it, but I seen what they was doing online. They was killing it. So yeah, big shout out to Total Evolution. Let's get it.
Woo, woo, that plug. Woo, woo, that was a plug. That was a plug. For this song, Love Me Back, just pay attention to the video. Listen to the word. And it definitely shows that it was a lack of communication between this man and this woman. And there's some other elements to play a key factor. And when we come back, I'm going to talk to you guys about the 5 love languages. So Swifty, thank you for stopping through Tap In Tuesday. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, Miss TT from the D. And thank y'all for listening and all that good stuff. And I suggest y'all get those 2 books, all the married couples out there. And even if you ain't married, I'm telling you, those 2 books, His Needs, Her Needs, and Love Languages, is very informative. We had to read them, and I'm telling you, it'll enlighten you in a lot of ways. For real.
Amen. All right, well, you be safe out in them streets, my love. I will talk to you and see you after this show wraps. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video from Kima. It's called Love Me Back.
Yes.
Listen. Shout out to Kima. Love Me Back is dope. But think about that. She said she thought it was okay to fall. She thought if she loved him, he'd love her back, right? And in relationships, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not communicating, you may think like, oh, he happy, everything is great. Or, oh, she's happy, everything is great. But do you know? And let me put this disclaimer out there. We are not responsible, ladies and gentlemen, for one another's happiness. And when I say that, because I don't want nobody to start boo, 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 you got to be happy within yourself. You have to find your level of happiness for yourself, right? You can't say, well, my husband don't make me happy, so I'm just not happy. Or my wife doesn't make me happy, so I'm just not happy. Where's the accountability, friends? You each have a responsibility, a sole responsibility to yourself to make sure that you make yourself happy. Anything that your spouse offers is super dope. It's super dope. I was looking at these glasses. I got sidetracked. So I made these glasses, y'all. I ordered some glasses like this years ago. They weren't like this directly. But when I tell you, they're curating right now. I love them. They're denim. They're going to be distressed. I got to add more stones and things like that. But because I ordered glasses like that a couple years back. I forgot the stylist that made them. And I paid, I think, $85 for my glasses. And it's work. I will say that. But I'm proud of those. And I can't wait to wear them and do a photo shoot with them. It's super dope. They just caught my eye because they're curating. So I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be so dope when they're done. And so anyway, I digress. So we're going to talk about the 5 love languages. Are you and your spouse speaking the same language? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Right? So we're going to talk about how to express heartfelt commitment to your mate. 5 love languages. We could have more and possess more than one, and most of us do. So the first one that they talk about in here, which I want you guys to get this book. It's a great plug for Dr. Chapman, but it is going to be an asset to your union. I promise you. Add this to your library. When I went downstairs and I looked in our bookcase that has all these different books, and then we have like 2 shelves that are books filled with ideas, real story fiction about relationships, marriage, things of that nature, mental things. And just when I tell you, I was like, oh, I told Swifty, I said, I'm going to talk about this book and His and Her Needs. Both of these books, we actually did read during our premarital counseling. And let me say that to some of you. And I don't want nobody to be all mad in your feelings if you didn't do it, and or if you think I'm talking to you, because I'm not directly talking to you. And I'm gonna tell you why I know I'm not talking directly to you, because I know more than 5 couples that got married without premarital counseling. And I know all of their reasons on why they chose not to do it. And I love them all. Some marriages are stronger than others. And some marriages, I'm like, why y'all even get married? And they even looking at each other like, why we even get married? They're friends, but they're like, it is what it is. But anyway, that's another podcast. The 5 love languages. What happens? These are the chapters. So there are, let me see. I think there's 14, but I could be wrong. Hold on. I want to be right. Yeah, there's 14 chapters. Okay. You have chapter 1, what happens to love after the wedding? Because a lot of y'all know, y'all live in this fairy tale thing. It's all fairy tale, all the way to the wedding, honeymoon, and then it's like, oh, the reality is like, now I'm this man's wife, I'm this woman's husband, and we have to do the next thing. What's the next step? Because fairy tale is over in your mind if you live that way. Okay. Second chapter, keeping the love tank full. Chapter 3, falling in love. Chapter 4, which kicks off the first love language, which is words of affirmation. Chapter 5, love language number 2, quality time, QT time. Okay. Chapter 6, love languages. Number 3, receiving gifts. Chapter 7, love language number 4, acts of service. Chapter 7, chapter 8, which is love language number 5, physical touch. Okay. You have chapter 9, discovering your primary love language. Chapter 10, love is a choice. It is. Chapter 11, love makes the difference. And it does. Chapter 12, loving the unlovely, because you're going to go through some things through marriage. There's no perfect marriages. All people go through things. How you handle it is a whole nother story. Okay. Chapter 13, children and love languages. If you add a child or children to your union, or if you come in and there's a blended family, or, you playing stepmom, stepdad, you don't have no children together, all that, it's a journey. It's a beautiful journey if you can get it in the beginning stages. And even if you have to snatch it up and regroup, rebrand, remold it, do that. Okay. And the last chapter, chapter 14, a personal word. And then they give you two little things. And I love these. Towards the end of the book, it says the 5 love languages profile for husbands. And then the 5 love language profiles for wives. And I'm going to skip to that. Okay. Because I can go through this whole book, but I want you to go through this book. So we're going to go to let's see, profile for husbands. I'm not going to go into the whole thing because it's a lot. But once you get to the profile for husbands, let me see, you can see it that way. Okay. Then it starts to look like this. I'll give you the overview. But it gives you like A, E, and it'll give you some things, a little exercise or whatever. So that's what it looks like. But the profile, let me read it to you. This is for the husbands. It says, you may think you already know your primary love language. Then again, you may have no clue. The 5 love language profile will help you know for certain which love language is yours. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, or physical touch. The profile consists of 30 pairs of statements, as I just showed you guys. You can only pick one for each statement and each pair as the one that best represents your desire. Read each pair of statements and then in the right-hand column, circle the letter that matches up to the statement you choose. It may be tough at times to decide between the 2 statements, but you should only choose one pair per pair, one per pair, to ensure the most accurate profile is created. Allow 10, 15 to 30 minutes to complete the profile. Take it when you are relaxed, fellas, and try not to rush through it because y'all know how sometimes y'all be impatient. Okay? Once you've made your selection, go back and count the number of times you circle each letter. You can list the results in the appropriate space at the end of the profile. And so what they're saying is, for an example, number 1 was my wife love notes make my wife's, I should say, let me re-say that. My wife's love notes make me feel good. I love my wife hugs. So between the 2, you're going to say A, my wife's love notes makes me feel good, or E, I love my wife's hugs. So husbands, do you love when your wife leaves you a text message or a card or a note in the kitchen, in the bathroom, on your desk, I don't know, coffee table, whatever, right? Or do you prefer when she walks up and gives you a hug? Okay. Another one would be, I like to be alone with my wife, or I feel loved when my wife helps me do yard work. So fellas, do you prefer to be alone with your wife? Like, I just love just when it's just her and I. Or you know what? When I'm out there cutting the grass, I love when she come out there and she brings out the rake and she starts to rake it. Or if I'm cutting and I'm raking, she brings out the garbage bags and she's like taking the piles of grass, putting them in the bags. you know, if I'm cutting the grass, maybe she brought out the hedge cutters and maybe she's cutting the bushes and trimming them, or you know what I'm saying. So that kind of stuff. Or do you say, you know what, I just love chilling with my wife. We go out and have a good dinner, or it's just that QT time. You feel me? You would go. That one would have said B or D. Okay, I'm gonna jump around, get into another one. Here's one. My wife deserves an award for all the things she does to help me. Or I'm sometimes amazed at how thoughtful my wife gets are to me. So my wife deserves the award for all the things she helps me do, or she does for me, I should say, to help you. Okay. I'm sometimes amazed at how thoughtful my wife's gifts are to me. So if your wife does a whole lot, like, man, in the morning, she know I love my coffee. I'm always forgetting where my keys at or whatever. In the morning, imagine if you got a coffee pot or coffee machine, if it's not a Keurig, and it's timed, and she's like, I know he gets up at 6 o'clock. I know he likes his coffee. So let me go ahead and do that. Like my husband, he loves coffee. Now he's up before me, believe it or not. Swifty is up before me. He gets Cody all the way together in the morning. He makes his lunch. My husband's a great husband, let me tell you. He gets up before me. He makes his coffee automatically because he's down there. He's making his lunch, preparing, getting himself right, praying in the morning, things like that. So it's kind of like, okay, I could get up a little earlier, right? And say, let me go down and make his coffee because I know he's coming downstairs at this time and it's hot and brewing. So here you are, babe. Here's your coffee. You can go in and make Cody's lunch or whatever you're going to do and get your prayer on. I think that would be a nice little gesture, right? The other thing is, it could be, I'm sometimes amazed at how amazed the thoughts of my gifts are to me. So if you are a golfer, or I don't know, you might go hoop with the fellas. Do you know what I'm saying? What if hey, I got you some new gym socks, I got you some new golf balls. I know you went out golfing. I got you a new golf club because I know you said Joe so and so, so and so. So you could take that while he at work, ladies. You could take that club to like a golf place and say, hey, I want to get a club that's kind of like this. I want to get like a little custom made so and so, whatever. Those are things in my mind, and these are just ideas and thoughts that he could say, oh, so fellas, that could be for you. But let's carry on down to the women, okay? Because it wouldn't be nothing but a lot of women in the world, okay? Why don't see us, ladies? Oh, hold up, player pimp. Now I know what I read, because I'm feeling like, Dr. Chapman, did you forget? It's like, no, I know. Hold on. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Profile for wives. I don't want y'all to say, no, TT, it ain't in the book. It ain't in it's in there. It's in there. Okay, so ours are pretty much the same, ladies, except it'll say we go do the same thing, pretty much. It says the same thing. It is. But here's ours. Number one, sweet notes from my husband make me feel good. That would be A. Or I love my husband's hugs. Same thing, right? Same thing, right? Now, that would A or E. Which one do you prefer? Okay. Then you could go over here and say, I love, no. Yeah. Okay. This is a good one. I love having my husband's undivided attention. B. Or I love that my husband helps clean the house. D. Okay, ladies? Friends, girlfriends, would you say, I love having my husband's undivided attention, which is B? Or would you say D, I love that my husband helps clean the house? There's no right or wrong answer. Let's be clear. It's all about what resonates with you. And at the end, once you do that, you go back, you look, it's going to give you an idea on what it is. to look at. Okay. So it's going to tell you the more at the end. I see we kind of tried to write in this book. I'm glad we didn't. So A equals words of affirmation. B equals quality time. C equals receiving gifts. D equals acts of service. And E equals physical touch. So once you go through on a type of piece of paper, don't do it in your book. You each write down your letters, track it. You do 1 through 30 because there's 30. There's about 30 for each group. You got A through E. In certain sections, and that's going to be based off of C. Like, for instance, this one in here, my husband lets me know he loves me by giving me gifts. That's C, okay? My husband shows his love by helping me without me asking him. That's D. That would be between C and D. C, receiving gifts. D, acts of service. Once you round them up, and the most letters you have is the most what you're prefer to have from your husband when it comes to communication and the love language you share. Now it could be half and half. You could be like, well, shit, I got 15 A's and I got 15 E's. That would mean you have love language of words of affirmation and physical touch, hypothetically saying. You could be like, oh, I got 5 and 5, right? That means you got a love language in all departments. You love all of these things. You need them, and that's a pretty well-balanced person. So a great book. It's a great book. I want to actually take the time and I'm probably going to do you know what? I'm about to commit to it right now. Next week on my audio side on Spotify, I'm going to break down each chapter. I'm going to do a chapter. That's what I'm going to do. It'll take me 3 weeks to do this book if I did it on Spotify, but I want to break this down. Okay. And that's something I'm going to commit to because I love and I'm rooting for y'all. If you are married, and marriage is hard, but it's also easy. It's hard when you got one person that putting in more than the other. Okay. We all tired. And fellas, if you got an at-home wife or wives, if you have an at-home husband, just because they're at home, that don't mean that's not a job. Because please believe, taking care of the house is a full-time job. Washing and the cooking and the cleaning and the cook, the cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the mending. And if you got a child or children, let's add in childcare, carpooling. That is tiring. Now, if you're one of those meticulous people, everything is in its place. Like, I try my best to do that. I get very disturbed when things are not in its place. I do. I know we be on the go so much. And so, like, we be like, okay, and you're dropping this bag off, gotta get this, gotta go here, gotta do that. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this downstairs, I'm gonna take it upstairs, I'm gonna put this in the basement, I'm gonna do this. And then it sits there and it piles up and piles up. And then you get that time to slow down when you do got a moment to slow down. And then you look around like, oh my God, like you stressed out. But friend, you did it, right? So it's not the spouse's job to clean up after you just because they're home. You're adding to their work. Now, it's not wrong with them doing it. Like, I know when my husband comes in, he normally drops his stuff right at the front door. It don't pick itself up, husbands. It doesn't. Your wife is picking it up if you're not. And vice versa. My wife normally drops her stuff off at the front door. When I come in after work every day, Monday through Friday, well, Monday through Thursday, Friday it changes. Monday through Thursday, I have my book bag that I carry every day to work because it has my computer and all my stuff in it for work, right? On Friday, and I keep it downstairs in the dining room on the side of the wall that's closest for me to grab when I'm on my way out the door in the morning time. But on Friday, when I come in, take off my shoes, I take my book bag right on up here to my podcast studio. Boom. And it's in there. Because if I'm not working on the weekend, it's in there. Out of the way. I don't want to see my work bag, right? Hold on 1 second. Oh, excuse me. Bless me. So In the wintertime, we bad for this, all of us. Me, Swifty, Cody, we bad for this. You might wear this jacket and hang it on the back of the chair, right? Front closet, right by the door you come in. All you gotta do is take your shoes off, open that closet, put your. But we don't do that because we're like, I'm about to run back out. We probably gonna run back out. So the chair get it, and then you look up and you be like, oh, you had 3 coats this week out, right? Because now it's like yeah. So that kills me. And so I'm like, fellas, we got to do better. And I'm guilty of it too, right? And some of my different jackets I'll take upstairs and put in my other closet, right? So anyway, I'm saying all of that to say things don't clean up and happen for themselves. You know, if you are a person that works during the day, you come in from work and you are also the person that does all the cooking. If you got a spouse, because it could be the husband or the wife, let's be clear. But if you are the one that's home or you are the one that don't know how to cook, but you home, or you get home before your spouse, but you don't know how to cook, but your spouse do, it'd be nice. And this is for the wives and for the husbands. It'd be nice every now and then to say, you know what? Let's pick one day out the week. And I'm not talking about on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. One day out of Monday through Thursday is the day that I'm going to take that off your plate. I'm going to give you at least one day out the week that I'm going to say, you know what? I got us. You could even say, let's do 2 days out the week. If your wife or husband cooks 7 days a week, because we got to eat every day. If you say Saturday, everybody on their own, you seeing, you know, like when I was growing up, my mother worked 2 jobs. Shout out to my mother. We had pizza night on Fridays. It was either pizza night or fish and fries. And you was geek because you're like, whoa, I know we're going to have some fish and french fries, or we having pizza. And I love, when I tell you, when I was a kid, pizza was my favorite food. I loved pizza. But over the years, pizzas have changed. People got lazy, trying to always skin back on ingredients. And we can tell, friends, those of you that used to make a good pizza in your business and your sales are going down. You know why your sales are going down, friend? Because you're skimping us on the sauce or the cheese, or you got this cheap bread, but that's another story. So that was what we did on Fridays. So imagine on Sundays, family dinner, right? You could say Sundays, we go out to dinner. Nobody's cooking in the house, right? Okay. So that's one day off of her or his schedule of cooking. So, okay, on Sundays, it's family dinner. Or you could, if you got a family that you like or you get along with, you could say, yo, let's do a family Sunday dinner potluck style. Always potluck in it, where we potluck at everybody's house. So everybody gets the time to host it, but nobody has the task of cooking the whole meal for everybody. Now, y'all can pull because, you know, oh, I'll bring the paper products. Or I'll bring the beverages. Pull. Unless you like, I love grilling. I'll throw the meat. I got the meat. If you got that husband love or that wife, because some of y'all some bad grillers, ladies. If you got that one to be like, yo, in the summertime, I'm throwing this meat on this grill, boom, bad. You can bring that meat over and say, yo, throw it on the grill, woo, woo. But to be fair, it can be like, okay, look, let's pull. Okay, this week, somebody gonna bring this, somebody gonna bring that. We need a vegetable, a starch, a meat, a dessert, right? Paper products, right? Beverages, you know, paper products should go with beverages. Let's be clear on that too. Okay. So if you would like, I'm gonna get the paper products, you should be getting the beverages too. Okay. So if you saying I'm getting the paper products, that means you getting beverages. That means the pop, the water, the juice. If you want to buy libations, that's still on you. Now give them your budget though. If you a Louis 13, then you ain't getting that from me, friend. That's personal stash. You need to go find that on your own. But if you're like, I'm gonna bring a nice bottle of wine, do you want red, white, or blush? Do you want beer? Do you want beer and wine? I can get a bottle of wine, I can get some beer. And once we congregate and get together, if that's gone, then we can all ante up. Okay, anyway, you can get all this, come in and say, okay, I'm gonna do this, right? But that would be nice. And then that also gives you the opportunity to visit each other. Because we've gotten away from that. I know we don't have much family here, right? And so we're all busy doing our things. But I think if we say, yo, let's do a family potluck on Sunday. And let's meet up and draw who gonna do what. We're not gonna delegate nobody. Well, you do the meat or you do the starch or you do the no. And if you say, yo, we're gonna do a vegetable, you can say, well, shoot, I'm gonna do greens and blah, blah, blah. All right. if that's what you want to do. But you could say, oh, I don't know. It's totally up to you. But that's all I got for y'all on this Tap In Tuesday. I'm just giving you some ideas. I am going to break this down next week. So if you follow me on Spotify, you could definitely talk about, you're going to hear next week the 5 love languages. This week we still talked about love. Again, shout out to my husband. Yesterday was our 13th year anniversary. Shout out to all of you ladies and gentlemen and young people who sent us text messages or calls, right? Or posted something on social media. Thank you for all that love. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I appreciate my husband. I love my husband. He's my friend. He's one of my besties. I could talk to him about any and everything, and we do. We kick it. You'd be surprised about some of the shit we talk about. But I just love that. I love having that. And it's not something that's bought or paid for. It's something that was earned and developed. And we pour into it every single day. Every single day. So shout out to him. And shout out to y'all. For all of you guys that love your husband, ladies. All of you that love your wives, fellas. You love your love. Keep pouring into it. If you're going through a rocky stage, if you're going through I don't know what's going on, phase of your marriage, please hold on. Take it to him before you take it to them. Take it to him before you take it to them. Okay? And don't be afraid of learning what your love languages are. You might not even know you have one, right? And then learning about his and her needs. My husband was right. We had to get this so that we could learn about each other's needs. And this is a dope book too. It's what couples are saying about his and her needs. And you'd be surprised. And it's also building in a fair proof. Now, if a person gonna cheat, baby, they gonna cheat. If they're going to step outside that marriage, boo-boo kitty, homeboy, they're going to do that. But if it ain't stepping outside because of physicalness, like, oh, well, I don't get enough of this, it might be on that. Well, he don't understand me. She don't understand me. We don't talk. We don't communicate. Communication. Spice it up a little bit. Implement date night. I can't tell you how important that is. And you might be like, well, we can't afford to be going out all the time. You ain't got to go out all the time, friend. You could do something so simple and say, listen, give me some candles from the dollar store. Okay. And I'm going to get me, the dollar store got some nice little summery seasonal plates, some little plastic plates. You know what I'm talking about? They got like lemons on it or watermelons on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Go get you a set of those, a nice knife, fork, and spoon in a certain design. You know how they do individuals or whatever. You could do that. Home goods or whatever. A nice wine goblet, a nice water glass or lemonade, tea, whatever. Right? Coasters. Create you a meal. They see that the plates are out. It's like, oh, it's date night, right? Because we're on the go so much. We're doing so much in life. We tend to be like, okay, next week. Or I hate when I hear a couple that's saying, date night. Well, shoot, we ain't been out in a while. We got these kids or whatever. When them kids go to bed, because every child, let me be clear. Let me talk to some of y'all parents that ain't got your kids on the bed schedule. Shame on you. And I don't feel sorry for you when you're sitting around here talking about, I can't get a break. The kids always put their ass to bed. What time they going to bed? Is they going to bed when you going to bed? They not grown. Don't they got school tomorrow? And even in the summer, I don't give a damn. Go to bed, shower, pajamas. You got one movie or cartoon or whatever, however, depending on the age group of your child. Get it. Let's get it. You got a teenager, they kind of fend for themselves, but they even need a bedtime. Okay? They even need a bed. Through school, Cody needs to be in bed between 10 and 10:30. And he's up about 6 o'clock. But he sleeps well. So if that works for him, cool. And he comes in, he takes a nap. And he still get up, he eat dinner, he do his thing, and he go right to bed. I'm good with it. I'm grateful he 15. I'm grateful. But if me and Swift, we like, yo, we going out for date night or we about to do this, Cody be like, cool. Hey, we on the patio, we chilling out there. Cool. We downstairs, he upstairs, whatever. We down in the sitting area. Whatever it is, he like, cool. Right? Create it. You got little small kids, put their ass to bed at a certain time. If your kids is going to bed when they feel like it, I'm not tired. I don't give a damn. Go in your room and close your door and lay down until you get sleepy. Put one of the little essential oil, little diffusers in their room, smell good, and rest. Put a little fountain, a little sound of water. Hey, night. Train the body. Because if you sit around something, well, they up and I can't get no, that's you. That's you. I don't know. I've never had that problem. I got 2 boys, one grown and on his own. Another one is we gonna have some structure, fam. We gonna have some structure. So all this, I don't know why your kids is up at 10, 11 at night. I be looking like, the fuck, ain't you sleepy? And even if you're not, why is they running around? Why is they all over the place? Why you don't know where they at? That's another one. Why you don't know where your kids at? They outside somewhere. What? Okay. Get that under control. That's a whole nother podcast. Get that under control. But create that date night, that space for you and him, her and you. Create it. It don't have to be going out and spending. Hell, you can go to Coney Island. You can go and get you a chili dog and fries and a beverage and come back and sit on y'all porch in y'all car, get y'all a blanket, go to the park, sit at the picnic table. Come on, get a dollar store tablecloth, put it on the picnic table, have a picnic. You better ask somebody how to be creative, because there's no reason you could say, we can't afford date night. We ain't got date night. Pack that food up and go on up there to the park. Let the kids play, run some of that energy off, and y'all sit there and have that moment. You better find out how to make time for each other. If you love your husband, if you love your wife, if you love your union, if you can't carve out the time because you can carve it out for everything else and everybody else, friend, if you love your marriage and you want your marriage and you believe in your marriage, you better figure it out. Communication is key. I'm passionate about it. I know you're like, oh, TT upset now. I'm not upset. I'm passionate. And when I'm into something and I believe, I stand on it. I love love. I especially love seeing Black love. And I love all love. So for my friends that are not Black, I ain't talking to y'all right now. I'm talking to my people. And when I say my people, my culture, because our love seems to be displaced according to social media. You always talking about the absent dad in the Black families. You don't hear them talking about the absent dad in the Caucasian families or the Hispanic families or the Italian families or the German families you get what I'm saying? You always televising them, putting it out there, plastering it. The Black family is broken. Well, I'm here to be a farmer for the Black family. I love Black love. The shows that we grew up on in my season, because I'm about to be 50 if it be the Lord's will. The Huxtables, Good Times. They was poor, but they had what they needed. They couldn't afford to have date night and all that, but guess what? When James got a little extra something, a little overtime, James like, Flora, baby, we about to go out. Well, we can't. Yeah, get on your best shoes and yeah. The Huxtables was well off. They still dealt with everyday situations. And they still stayed together and they loved on each other, even when they had disagreements. Those are just 2 that we grew up with, right? I say that because as a child, that's what I had to look at. In today's time, I can't think of any family shows. There was Family Ties, Different Strokes. All these shows was out there talking about families or blended families. They don't got that for these kids now. So if you are a single parent and you went through a divorce or things ain't working out and it's rocky, your kids are looking at y'all because they don't have any other on TV to watch the model. They don't make shows like that, and we need to get back to that. I would love to see somebody write family shows. Hell, I might see if I can get with somebody that want to write a series for a family show that has the children, teaching about that structure, going through into situations and circumstances that's really happening in today's time. Anyway, I can go on and on. Y'all know when I get passionate, I get into it. If you are thinking about getting married and you kind of wavering, let me tell you this. If you got a good man, ladies, and you know you ain't going to marry him, but you don't want nobody else to have him, you selfish. Fellas, if you know you got a good woman and you don't think you're going to do it, you just don't want nobody else to have her, you selfish. If you know you can't give that woman what she needs, if you know you can't give that man what he needs and y'all ain't even married, stop blocking her blessing, stop blocking his blessing, and stop blocking your blessing, because you tying each other up and you stopping each other from being with the person that God created for them. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. This is not a joke in life. You get this thing one time for real in the flesh that we know of. Make it count for something. Make it do what it do. Anyway, all right, that's another podcast. I'm going to end this out with a song tonight. How about something fun? Don't Stop by Everard Cassimy. Salute to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's your girl TT from the D, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
I won't let you affect my mental. You don't know what I've been through. This ain't just an instrumental. Don't send me one more. I won't let you affect my mental. You don't know what I've been through. This ain't just an instrumental. Don't send me one more email. Fix your face before you get raked off. The smile is fake, and I'm not even single. Don't stop. Don't stop. Baby, it's a stop. Don't stop. See you coming for me, and I ain't sent for you. Oh, you didn't mean that, but that ain't no excuse. Doing all this work, still feeling used. Then you need my help. Okay, boom.